Ladies and gentlemen, my THORnews June fundraiser has ended, and I came within $4 of my goal. So I'm going to call that a total success, and please allow me to say thank you to everyone in Asteroid Fight Club for being so incredible, awesome, and taking care of me. You guys are fantastic. So please, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, James. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Zeus. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Andella. Thank you, Ira. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you, Jason. Beer. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Texas Angel. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, JL. Thank you, Athena. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Jarrell. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Light Soul. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Tawny. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, David. Thank you, Shermanator. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Bazidis. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Super Jess. Thank you, Siri. And thank you, Mystery Chat Person. I'm out of breath just saying it. You guys are incredible, but I feel so appreciated. I feel so lucky, and I feel so loved. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Joanne Jakar. And thank you, everyone out there, for the thoughts and prayers and just for being cool. I just woke up, and so I'm going to give you guys a quick update, and I just feel lucky and blessed. Very grateful. Y'all are incredible. All right, so we got Cristobal, who's now totally flooding Mexico and Central America and pumping super heavy rain into the United States of America, and specifically right now, Florida, and will probably be a tropical storm or a sloppy Category 1 hurricane around the 7th or the 8th, so make your preparations now. The wonderful Brittany Boyer is showing us that Cristobal has already brought flooding and heavy rain to parts of Mexico. We're talking about 26 inches in Ocotepec, 16 inches in Valladolid, 12 inches in Merida. So that's going to be a dangerous situation for them, as it's probably going to sit and rotate in the same spot for another 2 days. Popocatépetl, the volcano that's in the center of that Mexican volcano range, has been active and has been the most active volcano on the earth, in my opinion, since 2019. So we got to be on the lookout for more earthquakes and volcanoes. We had a 5.5 earthquake in California yesterday. We got a new sunspot, 2765. So more proof the sun is slowly starting to wake up, which is good news, because empires fall during solar minimums, and we've been in a deep solar minimum, and empires rise during a solar maximum. Irene Quiores is giving us a good image of the new sunspot. Yeah, dude, it definitely looks active. That's good news, but what I'm about to show you is bad news, so get ready. This is video out of Norway where a giant mudslide has been happening, and so this is a bunch of homes sliding into the ocean. And so with, the wildfires, and then the plague, and then the protests and the riots, it just seems weird that Americans are so divided at a time where Mother Nature is now going to be the big story for June, I imagine, and we're going to continue to see some wild, wild weather that will be dangerous to all of us. So I just want to say I highly recommend everybody working together and don't fall into the trap of red and blue, left and right. But the astrology says that June is going to be pretty much all about conflict. And the star of war, Antares, is going to be making people jealous and angry. So please be prepared for that. But this is a sad scene, dude. We're watching a bunch of homes just in Norway sink into the ocean or into the sea. And so there are signs everywhere, man. Weather deck showing us terrific visual from yesterday of the dirt show that unfortunately was deadly, and we got to watch out because we have more storms today. If you are in any of the yellows, please pay attention, because these storms have been pretty damaging and pretty severe. So there's a good chance of some mega straight line winds or possibly a tornado. And then tomorrow, look, we've got rain over like 82% of the United States. And then the day after tomorrow, we've got a big bullseye up in here. And then if we look over on day 4, we got another bullseye as this moves east. And so June is definitely what seems like weather-wise the most dangerous month of 2020 so far. We're looking at the 24-hour precipitation. And so even like 4 days before Cristobal makes landfall in the United States, we can see that the precipitation has moved up. And remember, like it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that we had multi-dams break in Michigan. And so we got a lot of signs. If you see red anywhere, that's where we're getting hints that you could get some severe tornadoes. It's going to be weird, dude. It's going to be wild, and it's going to be dangerous. All right. But look at how Florida stays encased in rain almost the 48 hours. And then the coast is going to be getting some heavy rain as well. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So when I peeped this thing on the models first, like 13 days ago, was it? I said, holy crap, this thing is huge, giant, massive. And so this is what I'm talking about. It's just going to be, and this is going to spin for like 2 more days, which is going to cause extreme life-threatening situations to the brown people in Mexico and Central America. I'm only saying that because everybody's talking about people of color now. And so brown lives do matter as well. And right now, I think they're the ones most in danger. And then in about 4 days, you'll get a mix of people's lives in danger on the coast, specifically from here to here. Now, the main thing I'm concerned about right now is as this just churns and burns in Central American CAG or gyre, it spits out and spins out a ton of rain that won't even be part of the main storm, which will be like 100 hours from now. If you're in front of those storms, just stay aware because they're pretty nasty yesterday as Pennsylvania and Philadelphia and New Jersey got hit with some hard storms. And I'm still groggy, so if I say anything dumb or weird, then it's because I'm waking up. All right, but here, see how, look at this is just rain that's pouring into Florida from Cristobal. I mean, and as he just sits there. And so I think from here to here, it's going to be, you guys are going to get a record amount of rain this week, I think. Or we can just look at this to where not only is the Gulf getting flooded, but Cristobal, as it comes in, it's going to hook up with a front and then go north and pack a giant rain punch. This thing is a rain machine. And then pack northwest, you guys are getting a lot of rain as well. Oh, man. But look at Florida's, dude, encased. Like almost all of Florida is in 4 inches of rain or more. And so if you poured out a bunch of rain at once over the country and nation, right, like there, that's going to be flooding, dude. And we can obsess about its size. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But it's huge. So people need to be taking this seriously because it's just going to spin and then pour out. And then it's going to lift north. Models say it's probably making landfall in Louisiana. This is the GFS. Look how giant it is. And look at that giant chunk of rain that would be coming in. GFS has it landing in Louisiana at about a sloppy Category 1 hurricane. CMC has it approaching, making landfall late on the 7th, with most of the rain going into Florida. It would be a sloppy tropical storm. The nav jam is our most dangerous option, as not only would it be a tightly wound Category 2 hurricane, but if you watch here, that like Florida would start getting their rain on the 6th. I mean, probably sooner than that. Yeah, so Florida basically gets nonstop rain in the Nam Jam from the 5th, and then it makes landfall on the 8th. And then, so like its water field wouldn't leave the Gulf until about the 11th. So that would be 6 days of rain for a big, slow-moving storm. That would still be hurricane strength as it was over Oklahoma. This is a nav jam is definitely our worst case scenario. The Icon has it as a Category 1 hurricane, making landfall around the 8th. And the Euro has it packing a punch around the 8th as well. So we've still got 4 days to prepare, but this is going to be a flood monster. Let's send some prayers to the people in Mexico and Central America, because this is going to sit over there for probably 2 or 3 more days. And so that's going to be hard to survive in some spots. It's sitting over a landmass, is keeping it from majorly intensifying, and will probably make it some type of a sloppy, lopsided storm or tropical storm or low-end hurricane when it comes out. But hey, guess what? It's 2020, so if this thing hits the Gulf and then just starts to rapidly intensify, I wouldn't be surprised, because 2020, it's like, what else is going to happen? And definitely don't ask that question. You know, people who are like, well, at least it can't get worse, don't say that, okay? Thanks. Or you can say whatever you want to. It's a free country. Asterisk, we've got some pretty incredible and massive lightning. And look at this front that's moving in, dude. Yeah, there's some weird, most people know, like, it's weird, dude. Everything is weird and wild. But just stay strong, stay cool, be cool, and keep your heart pure, and hopefully we'll make it through this together. You know, it's always darkest before the dawn, and it seems like it's kind of getting darker. Hopefully things will improve in July or September. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be great if we all worked together? Yes, it would. First, tornado warnings, and now an earthquake in LA. Me looking outside to see what chapter of Revelation we're doing today. I can't stress enough the major flood risk, 4 parts of Florida. So be ready, be prepared. You don't want to be in a flood, dude. But I love you. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being so incredible. I will wake up and continue to bring you guys good and bad information with a smile. And I'll stay cool, calm, and collected. And I hope you will do the same. And definitely let us pray for better days. Peace out. God bless everyone. Stay cool.